Hey everybody, hope you're doing well. Look on the screen. You know who it is, Malcolm-Jamal Warner, the late Malcolm-Jamal Warner. And I wanted to do this video to discuss the reality of the mother, the widow, filing a lawsuit against the mom. As you know, I uploaded a video, his mother, Pamela Warner. Why does a black woman have to always be the cleanup woman? And see, here's the reality of this lawsuit. The reality of the lawsuit, whether we can agree to disagree, but in my mindset, the reality of this lawsuit does one thing in particular that I'm sure he would not want, but again, it's up to him to provide for his family, not mama. It's up to him to provide for his family. What this lawsuit has done is done one thing that's for sure, and has basically tainted his image, tainted his legend. A legend of a man who had some wealth. You bet. A legend of a man, they're saying reportedly $6 million. Some say just three. But what it's doing is basically just putting a stain on his name, a stain on his image, and a stain on his legacy. See, most men will pride themselves on the ability to take care of their families. Oh, achievements, yes, pride themselves on that. A lot of men are respected for that reason. But when you look at a man that doesn't take care of his family, and I don't mean while you're alive, also in death, and especially if you have the means to. One thing it does make me think is that marriage was not as solid. People get married for different reasons. It might be a good look. It might be a good look. Don't want to be a baby dad. It might be a good look. They had the child was 6 years old when they got married. What is that, 6 years old? It tells me that man probably really didn't want to get married. Or maybe the woman got pregnant early. 6 years old, okay. She might have got pregnant early and he was thinking maybe pump the brakes on it. But this here with the lawsuit of his widow, these broken promises, I just don't see how even 3 years, I'm just not understanding how she didn't take care of her business. And someone said, hey, maybe she didn't want to upset him or maybe think it was about money. Well, come on. When they get with these men, especially when they have what I call, in my opinion, the complexion for the protection, let's not even try. They're not picking up a pizza boy. They're not picking up Dom. Who knows? Delivery driver. No offense. I'm just saying. Let's be realistic. These relationships, a lot of these women, they are about tangibles, okay? Not about, oh, as long as we have each other and a can of beans, we can split. Yeah, not so. Not. She could have had her own career. She's got a PhD. She could have had her own career just being married to him. Oh, of course. But I assume life was easy, providing. And now look where it's all led to. A lawsuit over the trust. Why the trust? Because that's where the money is. It clearly may not be in her account. The mom made allegation about somebody being greedy. I'm sure we can guess who all that was. How much did he leave her? But this scandal, this mess, this unprotected family, especially the child. I just knew in my heart of hearts, my thinking was, there's no way in the world that he left her without any money taken care of. Ain't no way. There's no, he would never. And now look at this. I'm looking like she might really be broke. Girl, I got $5 on it. And I mean, barely $5 on it. I'm just saying. But seriously, she made your name not on the property, on the house. Is that where they do that at? Where they do that at? That's when I knew when the mom sold that Los Angeles home, that house, it says 70% of his assets go to his mom, 15% his late father, 15% the half sister. Why he didn't put the daughter in there? Sometimes men do things or don't do things for their children, guess what? You have to know because of the mother. Let's not act brand new. Men taking care of their children, like that man in this black woman got a whole lot of flack because she was getting a decent amount of child support, and he was taking care of the child. And it's like, wow, a lot of people. Even now, I have a situation. It occurred to me today, just today. I said, one of my homeboys, African American man. It occurred to me today. I said, he been let down by Becky so many times, and he's smart, intellectual. I don't know what more it's going to take, but guess what? I let him go on. But it occurred to me today in a little conversation. I said, I think you feel a certain way about me and an asset. I think I caught it real quick. You used to your mama struggling, your aunt is struggling, your cousins, everybody struggle. Uh-huh. No offense, he broke right now because of Becky. But hey, go ahead, bro. He's broke right now because of Becky. Why you haven't heard from him? Because your money's gone. Who did that to you? He knows who did it. And I said, wow, I kind of had a little sense of the conversation. You might be thinking like the enemy. See, it's okay for black men to do for other women and they get a little come up. But heaven forbid a black woman might get a piece of pie or something. Oh, no. That's why these men do what they do. A lot of times, Malcolm, he didn't pick anybody that looked like his mother. He didn't. Kanye sure as hell didn't pick nobody like his mother. Something happened to Kanye. I don't see a legacy. I just see rich dust bucketness, chasing whiteness, got a loose mouth. But this here, I really thought, I will admit to you, I thought highly up Malcolm-Jamal Warner. Of course, never heard about a scandal. Well, that with Regina King kind of, I didn't like that. Wow, you allegedly put her and her son out. Are you the one that broke up with her on Valentine's Day and then gonna send some flowers to someone? I still love you, boy. Bye. Is that you? And she put out pretty much, you can guess who it is. So that happened to Regina King. People are like, oh, that's okay. And then they may think better because his widower looks different than Regina King. You know what I'm saying? People, listen, how people treat you, how people sometimes treat somebody else, and you got them on the shelf. Guess what? How they treated them, they can do the same thing to you. I thought about that. Look at that with Regina King. We have to say allegedly, but from what I understand, wow, that was really crappy way to treat somebody. Look how he treated Regina King based on the interviews and what has been said. Now, fast forward. Tanisha, how's it going for you? Again, these people are actors. We only know what we see on TV and on IG, on the www, the World Wide Net. Look how he treated Regina King. And now, fast forward. And some people, they'll just rush that away and, oh, his wife, he sure as heck didn't marry Regina King. All those other women that look like the same community as Regina King, he didn't. And now look like a preference may have gotten that wake-up call. Look how he doing the girls, y'all. Even in death. If she had sailed off into struggle land, the sunset, and just go ahead and get a job, we wouldn't have known about this here. But she's seeing about her interests, which is understandable. But again, I think she does play a part in it. And I do think, like I said, that's probably the scary factor, seeing the mother sell the home in Los Angeles. That's a very scary factor because you're thinking, that tells me for you to be concerned, girl, we already know that. That lets me know one thing, my friend. That lets me know already that that property in Los Angeles has to be in the name of that trust, or the mother couldn't have sold it. And more than likely, the one in Atlanta too. And you get panicky. What if she sells that house? And it wasn't like it was brand new, because I've read some reports that said that she knew about it and that they asked her not to. You can't run the show on that. Who's paying the upkeep? The fact that Tanisha Sewell tells me she probably didn't have an upkeep for that home in Los Angeles. People with money are very careful with it. Why? They want to keep it. Got a little taste of it, they want to keep it. And if you think, people say, well, maybe if something happens to the mom and to go to Tanisha or the child, if something happens to the mother, and I said I want to, heavens no, but let's say heaven forbid something happens to her, that trust is going to be in the last one standing. Who is that? The half sister. And if you think if she got to sue the grandmother, you can forget a half sister going to fork something over. So basically, yeah, I say a legacy tarnished, because he left them unprotected. If she had a lot of money, she could just go ahead and buy her own house. If he left her with 3 or 4 million in a bank, she can just go, hey, just go buy a house and let it go. I don't think that happened. I really do believe this woman could be facing dire straits. And see, that right there, I know in some people there are cultures within cultures. Some people always no big deal. They're used to, especially in our group, a black woman, you just be ready to go ahead and man it on your own. You may have to get 3 jobs. But don't forget, there are people, like I said, even in our community, there's a standard that is set. And when you see this, man, it's like this. It's like, are you really serious? When you see this what you putting down? It's a stain on his name. Now acting up the Regina King thing, that situation, that relationship, putting somebody out, really? Is that what? Did you really do that, dude? Did you break up with somebody on Valentine's Day and send them flowers? I still love it. Who the hell wants to do flowers? What are you doing? You're playing a game? And the fact that he got married later in life, I'm let you know right now. Anybody, if you think, honey, he was a man that just gets married at that time, guess what? That's not the marrying kind. You can, that's not the marrying kind. He has a little change too. That's not the marrying kind. He waiting for the right one. That's not the marrying kind. You just got married and you're around 50. What you been all this time? Maybe laying and playing. He's not family and marriage oriented. This man right here, from what I'm saying, with Malcolm-Jamal Warner, is leading me to believe he is, if anything, honey, you got to take a back seat to mama. I think mama is the number one stunner in his world. And that might be why they don't get along so great. I think mama number one stunner. I really do think that. So all this right here, especially your child, this is like Hollywood dustiness. I expected more from him. I expected a whole lot more. But look what we have here. So yeah, a stain on his name, a stain on his legacy. I just knew she was going to be okay. Where's the college fund for the child 529 plan? You couldn't have put in a you couldn't have another trust set up for the child at least. But this lets me know too. I don't care how people go, oh, talk about we're so in love and this wonderful marriage. Yeah, well, it wasn't so darn wonderful, because now look at Tanisha right now. It wasn't so wonderful. Nah, not even buying it, not hardly. Especially when you have the means for provisions and you don't give it. Like I said, the video I uploaded, you heard how he was about syndication, Malcolm and Eddie, and we don't care how we feel about each other. We're gonna get this money. He's about his finances. He's about his money. This man didn't forget 3 years. Are you crazy? This man didn't forget. People doing what they want to do. So yeah, what I see here, a stain on his name, big time. What could have been a legacy is looking like a tragedy. And it's sad. It's given into a stereotype of men that don't want to take care of their families. That's what it's giving. It's what it's giving me. It's giving me a stereotype of men that do not want to take care of their families. That's what it's giving, and it's not a good look. A legacy tarnished. That's what I see here. Anyway, let me know what you all think. Thanks for watching. Feel free to comment, like, subscribe, and share them out.